Hello, I thought I'd make a quick vlog, and after the last two vlogs, I kind of think to myself, well, what should I talk about next? You know, I'm really super excited about the schools, and I'm super excited about leaving Cleveland. I'm super excited about so many things. The future, the possibilities, what's going to happen with the next generation growing up, what's all of it. And to me, it all seems like it's going to be good stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. I know there's going to be resistance, and I know that the evil people have an agenda. And when evil people have an agenda, I'm talking about involved with the occult and things like that, they do everything in their power to make it happen. But we have to stop them. This is one of Mercer's men. We have to stop them. They will never back down. They have to be completely defeated. And we can do that through prayer. Everyone needs to pray that that the occult be destroyed. And a good way to pray if you're Roman Catholic is to pray to Saint Michael. Yeah. They have to completely be destroyed. They just keep they'll just keep on and keep on and keep on, because to them, I don't know what kind of deals they made or what, but to them failure is not an option. Failure is not an option. So no, they'll keep going. I don't know. I mean, they'll just keep going and going and going. They don't take loss, So, but that's how they are, and it's really sad. It's really sad. And I don't know what the state of education still is, because I've seen online that some schools um, are refusing to stop teaching transgender issues and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know if that's true or not. I don't. So, um, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I just want to talk about the future. Like, enough about the evil people. They have to be destroyed completely. Prayers. But how else? I don't know. My men may know. They may have suggestions. And we do. And we'll share that. Do not speak for us. Okay. So, my men may have suggestions, but that's for another time. Right now, I want to talk about my city. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Talk about the goodness in the city. Can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait for I can't wait for everything. I mean, I don't remember everything. I have to rewatch all those videos, but um I know the park was special. I know. I mean, that's really the biggest focal point of the city would be the park. Um, and with all the saints, statues of the saints leading the way up into the park, and benches by each saint so that people can stop and pray to them. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. The whole thing just seems so thrilling. Anything than what I've been living seems so thrilling. I've tried to get away. I have. I've tried. And I haven't been able to. I've traveled, and even my travels, they get ruined. I've I've moved, and that hasn't worked out. So, and I've stayed here. Sorry about that. Please excuse me. I've stayed here, and that doesn't work out. I've had friends, that doesn't work out. And, I stick to myself, and that doesn't work out. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, I am labeled so many different things that are negative here in Cleveland. I don't know if they're projecting what they are onto me or what's going on, but I know that, like, they really truly in their heart believe that I'm all these horrible things, and or maybe some of them don't and are just making others believe that. Okay, so maybe some of them don't. Anyway, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Either way, it doesn't matter. The point is that I have been treated very poorly in this city, and right now I have no place else to go except my own city. That's the only viable option if I want to have a decent life, a decent rest of my life. The rest of my life to be decent, I'd have to be in my own city. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I really can't wait. You know, my men have told me, and I don't know if I should say anything, but there's a certain school that I worked at, and they're claiming that the idea is theirs, and this is true. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows that the school you are referring to is trying to claim the idea for the schools and all of the methodology as their own. And they're saying that because you were ill at the time, that you couldn't have possibly written that outline and that you stole it from them. Well, it doesn't surprise me. And they're not the only ones. There are many people who are claiming that you have stolen their ideas. Okay. It's one thing to take something from me, but it's another thing quite different. Another thing to take something from Jesus. How would I have known? How would I have known? I don't know. I have no idea how I would have known that the schools would be what what the outline showed. I wouldn't have known that. And back then, how would anyone have known? And if they knew about it back then why didn't they start implementing some of the things? Because I've worked at school districts who have very good reputations, and they kept trying different things to try to get the students to succeed, and it was always something different. Try this, try that, try this. I pretty much just stuck with love. I loved my students, and I treated them well, and I gave them lots of parties, and I showed them that, hey, you matter to me, So, and I think my students were pretty much successful, and they were. Her students were very, very successful, because, no matter what I was going through with the faculty, or, not the parents really, but the faculty, and they were extremely jealous of her. This is why she had so many problems, because they were extremely jealous. Okay, well, I really did care about the students. I did. I cared and cared and cared. And I know that I became hardened over the years, but when I first started teaching, I think to myself, these poor kids are going to go out into the world and they'll have to face this and that and everything. And it would worry me. I'd come home and I'd cry about their future. Like, please let them be okay, you know? So, because, as a minority myself, I know that I've suffered through some things myself. So, but, uh, but yeah, they kept trying. Just back to the school and back to the outline. You know, they didn't show, that they were trying this outline. If they had it, like, what was that, 29 years ago, almost 29 years. If they had it 29 years ago, why the heck have they been waiting? And to come out now when I'm coming out and saying it is, it just seems preposterous that they would even have the nerve to, to claim it as their own. It's preposterous. And it's preposterous that anyone try to claim this as their own, you know? So, but, that's the way it goes. It doesn't matter really because, I have my men and hopefully, because they haven't always been able to help me, but hopefully they can help me to not get sued or whatever, and she will not be sued. Marissa will not be sued. She'll be fine. Everybody, don't worry. She's going to be fine. All right. So, yeah. And, I, so I look forward to the future. I do. It's the here and now that I have to get through, you know? It's the here and now that we all have to get through. We all have to be patient. So, yes. So, but I can't wait for the city, I can't wait for the city. When all the little woodland creatures hopping around and scurrying around and all that. The duckies waddling around. I think that would be so nice. I think that'd be so, so nice. And, a great treat for the people who live there. A great treat. And the neighborhood and the street with all the international restaurants on it, everybody can go there and try out other foods or stick to one food, their own if they want. Nobody's forcing anyone to do anything. But, hopefully, if you live there, you can find food from your country, you know? And all the grocery stores and all the fun things. All the fun things, the festivals. Oh, and what else? Well, yeah, I remember a few things now, but I'm not going to say them. But all the fun things, all the festivals, and, you know, all the music in the park, stuff like that. Stuff like that. And let's not forget a new form of entertainment. This is one of Mercer's men. We are not going to allow inappropriate television in the city, but there will be other entertainment which is appropriate and very, very, very funny or very dramatic or whatever that meets the criteria of all the different genres. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Alright. On that note, I'm going to end this vlog. And I'm going to say I hope everybody watching has a great evening tonight and a great day tomorrow and things go your way. Alright. Bye.